What a year for Joytoy's Warhammer. We've had Joytoy's version of slowing down with their 40k line, which is still more than your average company, simply to make way for more Warhammer. 2024 has been the year of Horus Heresy, and 2025 starts with a bang with Space Marine 2. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's begin with the best Joytoy Warhammer action figures of 2024.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey you scallywags! So for my list, the main things that matter to me in an action figure is the look and of course posability. And sometimes a figure will just have to spark something in me, have that je ne sais quoi, that X factor. So without further ado, Honourable Mentions Part 1 of 2. My first entry of Honourable Mentions, the Castellan robots. These are the only figures I own from the Adeptus Mechanicus, but I do hope to pick up the Data Smith at some point. These are just awesome big sized robots that would be great in any number of other collections. The only reason it didn't make my top 10 is the small little gripe I have with a few niggling issues. 10 Lions Leaping. Lion L. Johnson is the first but not last Primarch to appear on my list, and he just missed out on 2023's list where he may have come in a lot higher. Although much of his articulation is hindered, he makes up for it with the sheer amount of accessories that he comes with. And I think he might be due a soft goods upgrade from Max Bird. 9 Wolves Are Slayin'. The first Horus Heresy entrant on my list are the Space Wolves Grey Slayers. Specifically for me, Grey Slayer 1, with arguably the best unhelmeted head sculpt. He also comes with an additional shield, as well as accessories that are included with all the others. These Space Wolves are an improved offering from their 40k counterparts. 8 Fists Are Bumpin'. Joint place at 8 are the Horus Heresy heroes of the Imperial Fists. Released together earlier last year, the IF Praetor, Sigismund and Fafnir Ran have all had their time to shine on my desk, whether it be for their looks, accessories or articulation, so it's only fitting that they share this spot. 7 Beakies Beaking. There's something about the Sons of Horus Mark 6 Tactical Squad that just tugged at my nostalgia strings. And it doesn't hurt that these beaky boys are actually very great figures in hand. Yes, I know, multiple figures for one entry, it gets worse, but if this design does it for you, any one of these figures would be good for your collection if you just want the one. However, all 4 look outstanding. 6 Xenos Hunting. 2024 finally saw Joytoy cave in to offer their version of the Tyranids. Now these figures are what we started with, but we've since had more, so I'm playing a bit of catch up. But I'm very happy with what we started off with, and will definitely support any other Xenos that Joytoy decide to do as well, as long as they're good figures, of course. 5 Lehman Russ. Coming in on the right side of the midway point is the Primarch of my beloved Vilka Fenrika, King Lehman of the Russ, which is quite fitting as the Wolf King is overall the most balanced of the existing Primarchs. He's as posable as Dawn without being as bland, and although he doesn't have the number of accessories as the Lion, his loadout is very appropriate. So as quote-unquote action figures go, the Wolf King is top of the Primarch pack. 4 Deathwings Are Terminating. Last year saw a number of different Terminator patterns. The Dark Angels Deathwing come in at number 4 and are unique in that they were the first to include the new Pauldron setup, besides the Primarchs, but were then outdated by the more in proportion Indomitus based on the 10th edition Leviathan Terminators. Despite this, these are some of the best looking Termies with updated articulation, might only by slightly off proportions. 3 Huge Wolves. We have 3 figures in joint third place on my list, and they are all Horus Heresy Space Wolves in Terminator armor. Surprisingly, the 5 Wolf Guard released were all pretty much the same, besides their head sculpts of course, but the 2 on show here in their cataphract type pattern are my pick of the lot, although you could argue for any of the other 3. Farl Redblade joins them in his Tartarus pattern armor. All of these include the recent advancements in articulation, so you can't go wrong with any of these figures.
Hold on, I smell heresy here.
Just missing out on the top spot for me is the main man himself, the reason for the Horus Heresy, War Master Horus Lupercal. Posability is very important to me, and this is one of those instances where the look and design really push this choice higher than it should have been. All the articulation is there, but is more difficult to access due to the weight of the upper half of Horus. When it was announced that Joytoy would be delving into the Horus Heresy, I thought it would be very ambitious of them to tackle Horus, and thought we wouldn't actually see him for at least a year. Lo and behold, here he is, in all his exquisite glory.
Honourable mentions number 2 of 2.
We have the 2 remaining Primarchs of 2024 for the second part of my honourable mentions. I upgraded Dawn, which really elevated the figure for me, but without it just falls short of the top 10. Magnus's lack of butterfly joints and restricted head movement dropped him down a bit too, but both are still great representations of the characters.
And the Termies from 40k.
The new updated 40k Terminators take my spot at number 1. To me, they are just the best action figures Joytoy have done from 40k or Horus Heresy. The size, proportions, articulation, posability, and to me they even feel better in hand. Their weight and die-cast joints give them this more premium feel. Now I just need some 40k Space Wolves in Terminator armor. I would even buy an updated Aryak Rockfist. So if you're in the market for a great Warhammer action figure and the best engineering Joytoy have done for any of their figures thus far, then you can't go wrong with choosing any one of these 40k Terminators. So there we have it, my top 10 Joytoy Warhammer action figures of 2024. Let me know what some of your favourites were of last year, and let's see what Joytoy will bring in 2025. So stick around on the channel, subscribe, do all that stuff. If you want your own Joytoy Warhammer figures, check the links in this video description for my affiliates, where you can also get money off. If you like this video, click the thumbs up. For more content, please subscribe, and I'll scale you later.